The Rise and Fall of COD Zombies Part 2 by the Super Duper Dude. Let's get it. Crossing the threshold. And yeah, this will
Smash
be
Hit was bound to make a reappearance someday. It was nowhere near traditional COD multiplayer.
So we're talking about Derice into BO1 into BO2.
The next game to include zombies was Treyarch's next.
Oh, into BO1. I gotta say this, right? Black Ops 1, if Black Ops 3 didn't have custom zombies and chronicles, Black Ops 1 to me is still the best zombies game ever made. This game cooked, bro. Everything about Black Ops 1 was phenomenal. Everybody didn't really like the MP, which is why most people don't look back at this game too fondly. But, bro, this game cooked. This game cooked.
Call of Duty Black Ops.
Call of Duty Black Ops, baby. 2010, man. 14 years ago. 30 million copies sold.
The very best that we have.
That's my president. Salute my president. Nah, everything about this game was iconic. Frank Woods, Reznov, multiplayer, everything on this. This game cooked. This game cooked. The main menu was iconic. Still to this day, one of the best zombie games.
That was a crazy campaign, but let's see what the zombie.
That was a crazy campaign, baby. Yeah, man.
Zombie Maps sold DLC packs. The fourth DLC pack of World at War is supposed to add 3 new zombie maps. No fourth DLC pack ever came out because the release of Modern Warfare 2 was so soon, and Treyarch needed to work on Black Ops 1 anyways. These 3
This was the golden era, boys.
Maps were
how far we have fallen since this time, man. How far we have fallen, genuinely. Oh, and the Kino loading screen, man. Listen, Kino der Toten was my first zombies map. And it's like, I understand why people love Kino so much. But it's just like, bro, there's better maps in this, you know? I think people only like this map because for a lot of people, it's the only one they ever played. Honestly, you know?
Unconventional allies, but they are of great use to me. But I digress. Who would have thought the MDT...
Oh, this is so iconic. They have part of Shino Numa in the loading screen as well. Yeah. Goated map. Goated map. It's one of the best, man. At round 84. Let's go, Pharaoh. Let's see it. 5 downs and went flawless to 79. Hey, let's go, man. You're close. You'll get there probably by the time we're done this video.
Kino der Toten is extremely decrepit like the rest of the World at War maps.
Yes.
It takes place in an abandoned Nazi theater. Kino brings back the innovations from World at War.
And I'm going to say this map would have sucked on World at War. One in the chat if you agree. With all the World at War buggy mechanics, this map would have sucked. This map would have sucked on World at War.
Brings a couple new things.
It would have been terrible.
A new power-up added to Black Ops 1. The fire sale can spawn once the mystery box has moved. The fire sale will give you a discount on the box, making it cost a meager 10 point arenos.
Greatest power-up ever. Literally. One of the greatest power-ups.
New enemies in Black Ops 1. Nova Crawlers explode into a concussive area of effect fart cloud thing on death. They spawn once you turn on the power. They creepily crawl down.
That was a Jimmy Zielinski idea, 100%. I ain't no way Blundell thinking of that.
Down from the ceilings
ain't no
and
way,
walls.
man.
They are interbinned with the rest of the zombies. They are believed to use Nova 6, the gas featured in the Black Ops 1 campaign.
Right. BO1 campaign to me is still the best. Like, the fact that, like, lads, you know how everybody's saying, what is so bad about tying in campaign elements in Cold War Zombies? This is what's bad. This is actually how you do it. BO1 did it correctly. Tying in Nova 6 to Kino and making that such a big basis of the map, I'm telling you, they cooked. They cooked, man. Yeah, like, see, this makes sense. Even though it's just absolutely
the map
ridiculous.
was supposed to feature the Wunderwaffe again.
Oh, that would have been terrible.
A new wonder weapon.
Thank God they brought the Thunder Gun.
Like the fist of Stalin.
Yeah. I would argue the Thunder Gun is more iconic than the WAF. One in the chat if you agree.
Up your ass.
I think more people know the Thunder Gun than the WAF, to be honest.
It launches everything away.
Everybody knows the Thunder Gun, man. It's the wonder weapon on Kino. Like, that also helps,
the
right?
gun makes the map very easy.
Yes.
Kino is an iconic zombie map that was the start of
the editing on this is phenomenal,
epic zombie
bro.
adventures.
This is insane.
Kino is very noob-friendly, and just about anyone could pick it up and learn the mode.
Yeah.
It's the beautiful simplicity of Zomboys. It has everything that Derice has, and more. A little bit more. Black Ops 1 Zombies simply feels a lot better compared to World at War.
The sneeze
The engine
cannon.
isn't even very different from World at War, but the game feels a lot less clunky. If you didn't play World at War Zombies, which many people didn't, Kino der Toten is the perfect introduction to the game mode.
Most people, you guys have to realize this. When Black Ops 1 dropped, most people didn't play World at War. I didn't even own an Xbox when World at War dropped. Like, I bought my Xbox with Modern Warfare 2.
In all
right?
areas.
Most people either played the World at War maps later or during DLC 4 of this game with Moon, right? Kino cooked, man. The editing on this video is phenomenal. The super duper dude. This is phenomenal. Kino cooked. Show me 5, baby. Show me 5.
For time and the world
For
do not
time
stand still.
and the world.
Change
Do not stand
is the
still.
law of life.
Change
Those who look only to the past
are certain to miss the future.
certain to miss the future.
They're certain to miss the future.
I said are certain to miss the future.
Oh no, I missed that. Prime Minister Castro, this
Is this arguably the most iconic COD Zombies cutscene? It could be. Could be.
missile crisis
Could
is like
be.
a straw.
And it's just a
almost
bunch
blew
of
ourselves
presidents
up.
talking,
Now we
right?
invited you here today
In good faith.
In good faith.
to sort this thing out.
Sort this thing out.
And
Sounds like someone's breaking in.
He here, he lost.
He lost. He
We
lost.
say, forgive your enemies, but remember their names.
Remember, dude. You can't just watch the 5 intro and not feel something from that, bro. Like, just the words, the scripting, the writing, they killed it. They killed it, man. Yeah, and 5, it's the brother of Kino der Toten. I always say this, and I love 5. I like 5 more than Kino der Toten. I'm one of the very few, but 5 is an
Also,
amazing
Black Ops
zombies
1
map.
on day 1 was another map.
5 is amazing.
The map comes at no extra
Amazing
cost,
map.
but you do have to finish the campaign in order to actually access the map.
And that's
It
no
takes place
cost,
in
'cause the
Pentagon
campaign is
during the
amazing.
Cuban Missile Crisis.
Yeah.
The map is entirely reused/reworked areas from the campaign.
campaign.
If you're a fan of getting
And
violently
it literally feels incredible. So, not even like it doesn't even feel reused either.
pegged
You know?
in a tight corridor with little to defend yourself with, you'll
Yeah.
love this zombies
I love
map.
5.
The map isn't well liked as it is very difficult
It
compared
is
to the
very
other
difficult.
maps.
Yep.
You start on the top floor. Then you take an elevator to the war room, which actually has perks and some not very good guns.
Yeah.
In order to actually progress and get anything, you need to take another
Yeah, it's funny. It basically forces you into power
elevator
and to
the
just get
underground
jugging
lab,
quick
which
as
consists
soon as
of tighter
possible.
hallways and rooms.
I'm one of
In
10
there,
5
you
fans.
another
I'm with
power
you.
and
I'm
from
in
the
that
box,
10.
which is in one of the many rooms. If you're lucky, you might get a gun that doesn't completely suck, but most of the time
Yeah.
you are going to get a rocket launcher or ballistic knives.
The M72 law,
Long
bro.
history of the
Yeah,
world,
not it,
There are
bro.
only a few generations.
Sounds like someone breaking in.
Just
There's a storm, Dick. Sit down. And this sound.
Breach detected.
The sounds of 5, I'd argue, are more iconic than the sounds of Kino.
On level
Like,
3.
bro.
Initiate security.
You know what this is, man. Pentagon Thief,
Once
baby.
you have your suicide method acquired from the box, the new boss of the
Shine
map,
the light,
the Pentagon
baby.
Thief, will steal your weapon, and the only
Yeah.
way to get it back is to kill him while he runs around the
Take
lab,
him.
and he's just fast
Or
enough
just
to turn the
lose it.
corner so you can only get a few shots on him. Odds are you'll have a crappy SMG to slowly whittle down his health.
Yeah.
He eats bullets like I eat Campbell's homestyle chicken noodle soup. If you
Oh
prefer the
my
steely man-
gosh. One in the chat, if you're a Campbell's chicken noodle soup lover, bro. I don't know what they put in there. It's probably nothing healthy, but my goodness, I would slurp barrels of that nonsense, dog. Barrels.
Fast enough, he'll teleport
So
out of the map for
good.
good along with your guns. He gets his own special round that replaces dog rounds, so
I
at least
know.
he won't be getting tickled in the anus.
In my opinion, we have never had a sick boss round like the Pentagon Thief since Black Ops 1. One in the chat if you agree, bro.
By
We
zombies
haven't had
during a
this
wild
since.
goose chase.
It's been
On the
so
off chance
long.
You get a ray gun from the box.
It was so
or
ahead of
really
its
good, you
time.
can
It
kill
really
him
was.
Before he can even touch
Yeah.
you, and you'll drop a new power up that is exclusive to
So
5.
ahead of its
The
time.
bonfire sale. The bonfire sale lowers the packing punch price to 1,000 points rather than
Yeah.
5,000, and
And we didn't see bonfire sales until BO4, man. That's crazy since this map.
links the teleporters in the map to the
Crazy.
pack-a-punch room so you can get there easily. 5 adds another new power-up known as the
The Death
Get a
Machine!
minigun, which is capable
Yeah.
of killing zombies to death with minimal effort. The death
Too bad it's terrible on BO1.
machine won't spawn until you've turned on the power.
Sir.
It appears the Pentagon has been breached.
Zombies, Times like
Zombies.
these, our capacity to retaliate must be and has to be massive to deter all forms of aggression.
Just seeing that part as a kid, and you see the ray gun on the wall, and the Bowie knife, the Dragunov, the Commando, the crossbow, like, it's just sick, man. This was so sick. Genuinely amazing. Viva la
There's a new wonder
revolution!
weapon in it as well. Don't get your hopes
Yeah.
up though.
No,
it's not super
it's
good.
caca.
It's a freeze ray called the Winter's Howl.
Genuinely, who at Treyarch was like, let's add this sick-looking wonder weapon, but make it trash past round 20? Literally, who are you? We need to know.
I will admit that
we
it
need
saved
to
my
know.
life a couple times while I was in the underground labs, but it's no ray gun. You can be
It's
an
no
epic
ray
Doom
gun.
Eternal gamer and use the gun
Yep.
strategically. The gun can freeze them, which stops them in
It's
their
no
tracks,
ray gun,
eventually
man.
leading to their death. If it doesn't freeze them, it'll at least slow them down before they get a good grip on both your cheeks. Most of the time, players are stupid and they
Don't
don't
want them on my
recognize
cheeks,
its
man.
utility and instead shoot at the zombies until they die. On
Yeah.
higher rounds, the gun isn't super effective. If you plan on using it, you should pack-a-punch it, or get the ray gun instead. Fun
Or just get the crossbow and the traps and do that high round strat,
fact,
right?
the Thunder Gun from Kino is supposed to be on 5, deep in the files of Black Ops 1. You can find some voice files for the characters on 5 when they acquire and use the Thunder Gun. It was ultimately the right decision to put the Thunder Gun in Kino der Toten. Kino der
Would the Thunder Gun have fit if it was in 5? Yes or no? I feel like if the Thunder Gun was on 5, I think casuals would have liked the map more. I don't know if I would have liked the map more, though, you know? Because then you would just be able to Thunder Gun the Pentagon Thief. It would have ruined so much of it. I don't know. I just think buff the Winter's Howl. You know?
Toten is the easy, carefree map that lets noobs learn the ropes, while
Yeah.
5 is a sadistic map that wants to drink
5
your
is a
tears as you
sadistic.
beg for your miserable life.
It's so true.
Something interesting
Well
you can
said.
find on this map is a part of an electric trap in the underground lab. You can
Yeah.
take that part and then assemble an electric trap on the top floor. It's not very useful, but it was the basis
Oh, so of course it's very useful, bro. It's the only way high rounds is possible on 5, man.
of a system that would be expanded upon in the future.
Yes,
If it wasn't
sir.
apparent, Zombies was given a bigger budget than last time. 5 actually has an intro cutscene, and you
Yeah.
play as the characters from it. JFK, Robert McNamara, Justin
How did they make this cutscene back in the day is the real question. Genuinely.
Trudeau, and
It's
Richard
such a
Nixon.
sick
These
cutscene.
characters
Like,
are, of
whoever
course,
thought of this
portrayed very
cutscene,
realistically.
genius.
Hands off the Mac,
Genius.
Jack. Probability of you touching me again is 0.
Zero.
I see in America, unafraid of beauty and grace. But you beasts aren't helping. Your president needs slugs.
The quotes in this map, iconic. I don't even think there's been a zombies game in like the past 5 games that has matched the quotes of 5. The 5 quotes,
4 points. Only a capitalist
in
pig will
high
get more
diff,
than
man.
what he's given.
High
There
diff.
can be no revolution without ammunition.
Gotta learn to survive.
All of the quotes are great. All of them. I don't mind any of the characters. I love all of
I'm
them.
not a crook, I'm not a crook, I'm not a crook.
The idea of historical political figures from the 60s driving against an unending onslaught of zombies in the Pentagon,
It's
all
just
while
sick.
saying really
It's just
stupid
so cool.
shit, is so stupid that it works.
Yeah.
All in
literally.
all, 5 is a very hard map, and the average player is sure to hate it.
Literally.
5, I actually kind
Yeah.
of like it.
I love 5.
People
Love this
who
map.
like this thing will find this is the sort of thing they like.
Me trying to fill out words on an essay.
I have a challenge surviving the endless legions of the undead, and then 5 is the map for you.
Yeah, I love 5. And then we get into the DLC of BO1 where it just cooks, man. Ascension, Call of the Dead,
Pray
Shang
for easy
Moon.
lives, my friends.
Come on.
Pray to be.
You can't tell me this game did not cook with every map, bro. This game cooked. Oh, is he gonna show up Dead Ops? Ooh, is this Dead Ops?
Believe
Some
it or
Dead
not,
Ops
there was
love.
no zombies on day 1. but
Thank
was
you.
originally a secret
We love
to
seeing
the
this.
public
The
for
Dead Ops
everyone
love.
was Dead Ops Arcade.
Yeah.
Meet Delia. Not a single human being gives a shit about Dead Ops Arcades.
We are the single human being.
I won't go into detail.
We
on
are
it.
the single human
It was
being.
kinda cool and a lot of effort went into it, but
I
it
love
isn't
the way-
super important.
Also, remember, every Dead Ops Arcade was made by one developer at Treyarch. Shout out to my man.
Dead Ops Arcade is very different from traditional zombies. It's obviously a lot more arcadey,
Yeah.
and it has an ending, but most people don't get that ending because it
It's
gets
very
a lot
difficult.
harder as you go on.
Yeah.
Black Ops 1
Dead Ops 1 is specifically can be very difficult.
Zombies was super good at launch because
Yeah.
there was just enough variety. Kino der Toten is the simple, easy map that gets new players acquainted with everything in the mode. 5 is the
literally.
harder map to keep the hardcore alpha chads like myself occupied. Dead Ops Arcade existed. these things in tandem
That obfuscate existed. That's it. Yep. That's so sad.
meant that Black Ops 1 was a complete
That
zombies package.
obfuscate simply
A large
was
majority
there.
of players played Kino, and maybe a couple
Yeah.
people touched 5 after they beat the campaign.
Yeah. Yeah. Not many people played 5, I think. Mainly it was Kino and Ascension, man. This is the big map. Ascension. Honestly, I have to say, I think for most people, Ascension has aged poorly throughout the years. I don't see a lot of people talking about Ascension anymore, to be honest. Most maps that have come out have kind of overshadowed Ascension.
Received.
Right?
Performing integrity check.
This map was
Awaiting
great,
launch
though. It's
initiation.
still an amazing map.
5, 4, 3,
Ascension and BO3 is L? Why, though?
2,
I love this map. Yeah, baby. PhD and stamina up on this
The
one.
next zombies map Treyarch made for Black Ops 1 was Ascension.
No, PhD. I mean, true. That's a
Russian
fair point.
Cosmodrome, the place where they launched the big rocket thingies. Using assets from the Vikinger campaign mission.
This map is, again, I've said this before. First Strike, the campaign mission, is testament to how amazing this map is because it fit as a multiplayer map, as a campaign mission, and as a zombies map, and nobody could discern the difference back in time because it was just that seamless. I loved it. Genuinely phenomenal map. And the way you
It
start
starts out with you
in,
and your potential
so
buddies riding
cool.
down on a lunar lander.
Yeah,
When you reach the bottom, the map becomes black and white.
main power offline.
so good, man. They cooked, man.
turning off the power everywhere we go? What now taking the color? Who's doing this?
Then a spooky voice tells you things.
Please, bear me. She's coming.
Yeah, iconic. Every quote in this game is just straight up iconic. If you've played these maps once, you've heard these quotes. Literally. They're all iconic.
This will be important for later. Ascension is a very interesting map because it tried out new things, and they were
Most iconic starting room, I'd say Kino or Ascension. Literally, Ascension starting room with the spinning thing.
discontinued because they were
amazing.
weird. Regular zombies behave like they always do, but
Oh, yeah,
Spectre
the Ascension
will do
zombies,
literal
they be
honest-to-God
dodging.
barrel among other general zombies.
They'd
This
be
feature was
dodging.
never continued because it is strange and somewhat annoying at times.
It can be annoying, yeah, it's true. They'd
Some
be
new
dodging
things
and
that weren't
weaving.
weird. New perks. There were
Yeah.
2 new Perca-Colas added in Ascension.
PhD and stamina.
Stamina Up and PhD
Yes,
Flopper.
sir. Stamina.
Stamina Up increases your endurance and running
Stamina.
speed. Ascension was the biggest
Oh,
map at the
baby,
time,
man.
so they added Stamina Up to help players
What a
get
jingle.
around.
When you need some extra running,
When you need.
need some extra time.
Also, I have to say, Stamina Up is one of my favorite looking perk machines ever. And that's because I remember first looking at the perk machine and being like, bro, what's all these like different colored Stamina Ups in there? Right? Just the way it glows and the design of this machine, elite, bro. Elite, man. Stamina Up's machine is one of the most iconic ones.
Stamina Up comes in 5 delicious new colors, but in the game you can only drink orange. What a wasted
Only
opportunity.
orange. I know, right? They've never done that where you can have a different color on a perk. That would be really interesting if they ever did that. I feel like the game is too iconic, though, for them to do that. If all 4 characters were women, which one would you date? Probably Nikolai, man. Can't lie. Probably Nikolai. My good old man Bolinski.
Do you sense that? It's getting funkier in here. PhD Flopper negates falling damage and explosive damage.
Yeah.
When you dolphin dive off of a staircase or high ledge, you create a devastating explosion that will kill zombies nearby.
OG PhD.
PhD is not only retarded, but it's overpowered when paired with
Legit, it's
Ray gun of the
ridiculous.
Mustang and Sally's.
Like, dude, there was a huge conversation back in the day at Treyarch whether PhD should be fully removed or not. And it was for a lot of the maps after BO1, literally. And BO2 was practically not there until the end.
Before this, there were never more than 4 perks on a map. To
Yeah.
make sure players actually thought about which perks they bought, Treyarch implemented a 4 perk limit.
Yeah.
This limit was here to stay for a very long time.
Very long time. Up until BO4, right? Yeah. I mean, BO3, technically. And then the monkey rounds. No, man.
Ascension's most defining feature, zombie space monkeys. I know what
Yes,
you're
sir.
thinking. It is really dumb. But monkeys were used a lot for rocket testing because they have similar physiology to humans. Scientists needed
Yep.
to know what would happen to a mammal in space before they sent actual people up there.
Yes,
Monkeys
sir.
were some of the first creatures in space.
Space monks, man.
But it's still pretty dumb, though, to be honest. They crash into the map on
Yeah.
lunar landers.
Listen, I gotta say, for people making fun of space monkeys, right? you need to understand, at least they were original, right? Like, I would rather have the Space Monkeys than the Manglers copy and pasted from the 900th time from Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, from Cold War Zombies, from Garage Crow V, bro. Like, that's what I mean. I would rather have that. Like, it goes to show, like, yes, it's annoying, but it's still better than any of the new modern stuff that they're trying to do. Hands down.
You're confused why they're not attacking you until you see the dreaded.
Oh, yeah, the blinking.
And your teammates
the BO1 blinking was so annoying.
It's very hard to defend 4 perk.
This got fixed in BO3 just by having nuke gobblegums whenever you play Ascension, which I think is amazing. But
at once in a solo game
it is
because
what
they
it
are
is.
scattered all over the place. It's possible if you rig the perk machines with a shit
all the
and you turn on
claymores.
traps are on the map.
Look how
First,
many
they steal your
claymores
perks,
are there.
and then they steal your virginity with a super ground pound that will concuss you. You can completely avoid a Space Monkey's ground pound attack by jumping over it, like in real life. If you defend your...
Manglers are cool in Garage, but that's it. I agree. I never liked them in Firebase Z, and I never liked them in MW3 either.
Perk
It's
machines
just so
from the
annoying.
monkeys
On
really
original
well,
Brutus,
and they don't even get
so
the chance
is,
to start humping it. Then you'll be rewarded a free perk power-up, which is the only way to get more than 4 perks on Ascension. Treyarch was lazy, and so they brought back the Thunder Gun from Kino, and...
I'm glad they did. I'm glad they did. I'm going to be honest, the Thunder Gun was so popular that they were just like, let's just put it back into the map. And I'm glad they did. It's cool.
Put it on Ascension.
I don't think they should do that nowadays, but it was cool back in the day.
And it makes the map very easy. For some reason, the monkeys are resistant to the Thunder Gun and just won't die when you tell them to. However, Ascension adds 2 new pieces
Oh,
of
the
equipment.
Gersh is
The Gersh device makes
man.
a black hole thing that sucks in the zombies, and it's functionally similar.
Ascension added so much in one map when you think about it. It's
to a monkey
literally
bomb,
insane.
But it looks cooler, though. The Gersh device deviates from the monkey bomb with its ability to teleport players to a random location on the map if they wahoo into the black hole.
Wahoo!
Dolls are those Russian doll things that are filled with more dolls and more dolls. You open it up
and then a bunch of
it acts
explosives.
like a scatter bomb.
Again, whoever thought of this idea, just genius. What a cool idea.
They don't do infinite damage, so they aren't as useful as the Gersh devices.
Yeah.
If you want to use
Gershes are way
dolls
better.
in close quarters, you need PhD in order to keep all
Matryoshka's got better in BL4, though.
Ascension was really cool map that added a lot of things.
I love Ascension.
What Ascension added that really changed the mode wasn't some cool new perk or weapon or lunar landers, but an Easter egg quest.
Yeah, that was Ascension's big thing, starting the Easter eggs.
This Flytrap Easter egg was really weird, and because it was weird, people were really intrigued. Treyarch decided to expand on that idea. Ascension's Easter egg is a quest that rewards you with stuff and also affects the story. Sadly, I don't have any footage of the Easter egg because it requires 4 players, and my friends aren't dumb enough to...
Solo Easter egg on BL3, baby! Yeah, but not on BL1. Can't do it on BL1
DLC
solo.
for an old game.
Like Nugget, thank you for the prime.
You hear a spooky man tell you that she is coming and that
the mechanism must be repaired.
This man is Dr. Gersh, who built the Gersh devices. He was sucked into one by his colleague, Yuri Zavoisky, who was tricked into doing it by Samantha. At the end of the Easter egg, you repair
and Yuri's the Pentagon thief.
The Casimir mechanism, and he was sent somewhere that hopefully wasn't hell.
Yeah.
The players are ordered death machines that last a lot.
Yeah, where was he actually sent? He was sent to Alpha Omega, right? Isn't that the lore?
A lot longer.
I can't remember where he gets sent, but he's sent to Classified or something. Or no, he's sent to GK. Eventually ends up in GK and dies. Rip.
Than usual. It's actually not that great of a reward.
Rip my man Gersh.
Forward, Easter eggs would become part of the game mode's entire identity. Ascension was a really good first DLC that greatly innovated. First DLCs are really important in gaining the trust of players.
It really is. Yeah, I was mentioning that. Like, first DLCs are everything. It was the pinnacle aspect. And Ascension had a great first DLC for Black Ops 1. It absolutely nailed it and killed it. Like, it just did so well. And then, the GOAT himself!
Well,
one of the best zombies maps of all time! Call of the Dead, man!
Zombies being us. It's like zombies are the blue-collar monsters.
This map cooked, man. Anybody who says this map is bad, they didn't even play it, man. They didn't even play it.
DLC 2, players can now feed Activision another $15 in exchange for multiplayer maps that you won't be able to play in matchmaking. And what you really want, a new zombies map.
Call of the Dead's so iconic. Call of the Dead is so iconic, man. What a map. What a map.
The bone-chilling tale inspired by legendary director George.
Like, it's crazy. Dude, like, this type of a map, would you ever expect to see this in Black Ops Gulf War? Probably not. You would never just see this much love and character and, like, actor direction. Like, I loved when they add actors into the games, but since BO4 and Dead of the Night, they probably will never do this ever again. Which is why it's so sad. And especially now with operators, who cares? You know? It's so sad. So sad. BO1 cooked,
George Romero was
man.
a film director known for his movie Night of the Living Dead, which is the first depiction of the modern zombie.
Yes,
Without
it is.
that movie, The Walking Dead and COD zombies would never have existed.
Thank you, God, that George Romero was on this planet.
He's kind of
Crazy.
a Chad, or at least he was. In
Rest in peace.
2019, he passed away.
Yeah.
Whenever I talk about George moving forward, I am talking about his likeness in the Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies map Call of the Dead included in the Escalation expansion pack. In the map, George Romero is the boss, and he has a constant presence.
Yeah.
He is always lumbering towards you.
One of the best bosses to this day. And honestly, I don't think you could ever beat something like this. The father of zombies as a boss in COD Zombies. How could you beat that?
You can't camp
Literally,
on
how
Call
could
of
you
the
beat
Dead
that?
because eventually
Buddy
he
will come get
find
you.
you in your corner, and he will shove
Yep.
a stage light in places it's not supposed to go.
Yeah.
You can't outrun me.
I guess this isn't over.
Yep. And it's wild that just this year, the Round 100 solo was officially done on Call of the Dead. What a goated map, bro. Genuinely. What a
If
goated
you
map.
dare shoot George, he will understandably
Took literally 14 years almost for this whole Round 100 to be solved.
get very angry.
Yeah. Sarah Michelle, too. Yeah. They cooked, man.
He will
They
smash
cooked.
the ground with his electric-y stage light. Any zombies that get shocked become electric zombies.
Yep.
They aren't too different. They just shock you whenever you touch them. Just in case that wasn't enough, he can also do a big yell which inspires the zombies to run faster than
This is probably my least favorite ability of George's, because, yeah, this ability is so overspammed, I would say.
Shino Numa had water which slowed you down, but
Yeah.
Call of the Dead doesn't just have water, it has
Oh, it's
ice
cold
water. bitch.
water.
If you
Yeah.
wait within it, you will freeze, and so will the zombies when they're low on health. If George is angry, you need to lure him into some ice
Get
water
that
to
boy
calm him
into
down.
that water.
If you manage to kill George, he will drop a free perk and a death machine power-up.
Yep.
Call
Or
of
a
the Dead
Wonder
added
Waff.
2 new wonder weapons to compensate for Ascension reusing the Thunder Gun. The first
Yep.
wonderful weapon, the Scavenger, is a sniper rifle like
Anybody love one in the chat if you're a scavenger lover, man? I love the scavenger. I think people don't give this wonder weapon enough love. It's just such a sick wonder weapon, man.
gun that
It's
shoots
sick.
weird exploding.
I had the
bolt
song No
guns.
Chill on my Spotify
These
since
do an insane
2016.
amount of
Hey,
damage and
appreciate
is the
that, Nugget.
primary
Thank you
method
so
used to
much,
kill
man.
George.
Oh, just the sounds as
Splash
well.
damage of this thing is
And it's the same sounds as the buried subsurface resonator. Like,
seemingly engineered to your detriment, and not that
Crazy.
of the zombies. If you plan on using this thing in
Round
close
95,
quarters,
let's
you
go,
need
Pharaoh.
PhD and you need Jesus.
Yep.
The other not so wonderful weapon, the VR11, is a
It's the one that made the round 100 possible, though.
weird
Come
gun
on.
that utilizes real magic to turn zombies
Yep,
into normal
real
dudes.
magic,
These
aka
people can act
Boskin
as
Gaming.
distractions, but it won't get you out of a slippery situation.
Yep.
The VR11 also serves a bunch of other miscellaneous
It's still caca. It's true.
uses,
It's
such
still
as
caca,
calming
but I
down
love
George
it.
temporarily.
I love
you
it.
can pack a punch the VR11, shoot a teammate with it, and grant
Get
them a
insta
free
kill.
insta-kill.
Look how red the screen gets with the insta-kill effect. That's so
Call of the
crazy.
Dead added one new perk, Deadshot Daiquiri.
Deadshot
It makes you
Daiquiri.
lock onto zombies' heads when aiming. I don't find it super useful because I
Nope.
graduated top of my class in the Navy SEALs, and I'm a sniper with over 300 confirmed kills.
Okay, dude.
Problem with Deadshot Daiquiri is that the aim assist sucks wrinkly ass, and this makes
Yeah.
it a waste of a perk
It's completely useless on PC too.
slot most of the time.
Yeah.
Something strange that people often overlook is the fact that zombies can now come out of the ground and the ceiling.
True.
of
Yeah,
is
Call of
the
the
first
Dead
time
went
that
wild
zombies
on
could
that.
do this, and they've been able to.
That's wild. Okay, zombies could spawn from the ground since Shino Numa. Oh, interesting. But still, I mean, most people didn't play Shino Numa, I would
Ever
say.
since.
You know?
Like the last map, it had an Easter egg in it. If you go to a certain room in the map, you can hear Dempsey, Nikolai, Takio, and Richtofen all trapped in a closet.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if it's just a closet in there, bro. I don't know if that's just a closet in there. Like, it's crazy, because this Easter egg was so simplistic. It's, like, very simplistic, I would say, kind of like a Cold War Easter egg, but just the level of character infinitely puts it up all over Cold War's Easter eggs. Like, Call of the Dead's Easter egg is simple, but it's amazing, man. You know? It clicks.
It's dark in here.
There's dark! Brothers heaving, brothers throwing.
They had time traveled into the year 2011 or whatever, when
Yep.
the Call of the Dead movie was being made. The Easter egg entails the 4 actors doing random convoluted things until they win in order to get the OG crew out of the closet.
Clicking foghorns, getting vodka bottles.
Came out of the closet a while ago, but this time we're talking about a real closet.
It's wild.
What did you do, Richtofen?
I did nothing.
Just these quotes, man.
Perhaps this will turn on the light.
No, let go.
It's actually so similar to Peck. It is. It is. No, it is very similar. Yeah, it's so similar. Like, Peck is behind a room.
It seems, however. During the Easter egg, you have to get a special artifact for Richtofen. It looks like a
long, stiff, hard golden rod.
Just the dialogue was also just so funny, man.
It is a special real artifact that he needs for some reason. When the other dudes in the closet ask what it is, he just shrugs it off and doesn't tell them.
Yeah, what it is, dude.
Seems kind of sus, if you ask me.
Richtofen, man. Yeah, and it's funny because this is where people started, I feel like, really questioning what the heck was going on, you know? And, like, where they're going.
9. Let's go. I've got this for begin.
Yeah, drunk.
Thank you so much.
Why even say that? Bye-bye!
Upon completion of the Easter egg, Richtofen and the crew are sent to...
They go to
the next
Shangri-La, baby.
Because you've been a good, submissive little boy. Richtofen rewards you with his Wunderwaffe DG2.
Bro, remember unlocking gamer pictures for the zombie Easter eggs back in the day? One in the chat if you remember. Oh my gosh. That was so goated. I wish we could get more for getting achievements, to be honest. That was such a sick reward. That was so cool, man. Peak gaming. Peak.
After completing this Easter egg, killing George will now reward you with a Wunderwaffe instead of a minigun. The Easter egg and its reward for completion was much better than Ascension's.
Much better than even freaking games coming after it, bro.
Something I almost forgot to mention was the addition of a moving Pack-a-Punch.
Oh, I love the Pack-a-Punch
can rotate between locations.
It's so much fun.
It's marked by the lighthouse.
Just gotta follow the lighthouse, baby.
Just like your dad, the Pack-a-Punch may leave you when you need it the most.
Yep. And look, look at that.
This feature would unfortunately resurface in the future.
Yeah.
Overall, Call of the Dead was a very creative map that innovated greatly. Treyarch would continue the trend of using celebrity casts in future installments of Zombies.
Like, without Call of the Dead, you wouldn't have Shadows of Evil. You wouldn't have Dead in the Night. You wouldn't have Mob of the Dead. This was the pioneer, man. This had to happen for it to all come out, man. Genuinely. And then now we're getting to Shang. I'm excited. Because Shang, I think people sleep on Shang so hard. This is one of the greatest maps ever. Just the beauty, the difficulty, the egg. Shang cooked, man. Shang absolutely cooked Arini, man.
The next map in Black Ops 1 is Shangri-La. The map was made mostly by Raven Software while Treyarch was working on the final DLC.
Yeah.
Raven had some experience making maps as they were a major contributing team when making Call of Duties. They still are. The map is inspired by the mythical city of the same name from the book Lost Horizon. And
the loading screens was just phenomenal too. Yeah, like this is so crazy.
By James Hilton about a utopian paradise in the Himalayan mountains.
Wow. Just
someone
beautiful.
at Treyarch either really loves or hates monkeys
baby got
because they're
goated.
back
Yeah, for
fucking
real.
again, and this time they steal your power-up.
The monkeys.
Whenever there is a power-up on the map, all the monkeys.
The monkeys in Shang are way better than Ascension. What I love about the Shang monkeys is you can use them to your advantage, whereas in Ascension, they're always a hindrance.
Go
you know?
crazy. And one of them is tasked with finding it and taking it back.
Yeah.
While they run away with the power-up, it will cycle through different drops, and you can take advantage of this. You can turn a useless drop into a max ammo.
Which is amazing, especially for BO1.
If a zombie
this was
drops
game
max ammo and a
changing.
monkey steals it, there's a chance to get a free perk power-up, which allows you to have more than 4 perks.
So
Another monkey
rare.
will rise to take the predecessor's place as long as there is still a power-up.
Yep.
If you reclaim the power-up and there is still a monkey on the field, it will come after you instead. If it hits you, this shit-flinging little shit will steal some of your hard-earned zombucks.
Yeah, I forgot about that feature.
If you kill the monkey
he steals
before
your
it can
money.
swipe a chunk of your bank account, you will be awarded 500 points. That means if you have a double point, you can potentially get 1,000 points.
Yes,
Something
sir.
surprisingly rewarding on such an unforgiving map. There are 2 more boss zombie types included in Shangri-La. There is the Shrieker, who runs around and shrieks. He is a bit tougher than the regular zombies.
I love the
If you
Shrieker.
get shrieked, then your vision will get blurry.
He's just such a balanced boss, in my opinion. You get so much
If you shoot
rewards
him,
for
he
taking him
will
out.
shriek really loudly,
Yeah.
and it will kill zombies.
I like the Shrieker more than the Napalm. The Napalm is so overpowered, man. He does so much damage
The
for
other one
literally
is
no
a lot
reason.
more dangerous.
Yeah.
He is what mortals call the Napalm Zombie.
Yeah.
He rises from
This
the ground in a
frickin'
blaze
nightmare,
of fury
bro.
and fire.
Literal
All know
nightmare.
his presence on the map. If one dares to enter his unholy domain, you will have
Got 98, but died near the end. Oh, Pharaoh, nice try. But hey, 98's
a
huge,
weird
bro.
orange thing on your
Congrats,
screen
man.
indicating that it's
That's
time
a
here
huge
to
round.
Take off your clothing. He is much stronger than the beta male Shrieker. The
Oh yeah,
alpha Napalm
way
Zombie
stronger.
will take
His health is ridiculous. Like
reasonable,
it's
elegant
way too
stride
much.
to your location. He needs not run.
Yeah.
But I have seen him run before, and I did feel a little bit when it happened.
And that is
Upon
literally
death, he will
terrifying.
erupt into a blaze of hellfire.
Yeah.
If you get too close to him, he will. This is the that
Okay,
waits for no
bro,
one.
like,
Nor
what
does that
the-
live to tell the tale can take advantage of the fire he leaves behind. Any zombies or players that wish to trek his tainted ground will be scarred by the embers of his wrath.
Yeah.
He isn't as tough as he looks, but the presentation is just so good.
As long as you know how to play around him, he's all right. You know,
Anyways, these
in a
two
close
boss
orders
zombies
map, it
together
doesn't feel
caused the
fair.
Shangri-La
Yeah,
experience
he's
to
so
be
OP
quite chaotic, but never
specifically
too
on
chaotic.
Shang. If you were to throw the napalm on DE, not even that big of a deal. You know,
They add variety and never
the variety
get in
is
the
a
way.
huge thing.
Some
on
people
Shang.
find these zombies annoying,
Huge
but
thing.
I
Yeah.
don't. This model of several mini-boss zombies would be expanded upon in the future. In Shangri-La,
The
players can find a
foreshadowing.
new wonder weapon. The 31-7
Probably the best wonder weapons on Black Ops 1 came at the end. The baby gun and the wave gun. I mean,
79
these were goated.
JGB-215, or colloquially known as the baby,
Baby
gun.
gun.
It will turn
Yeah.
zombies of all types small. Running into them will send them flying. You can shrink the two big boys of the map, but they
big
don't stay small
boys.
very long.
Yeah, they shrink. They ain't.
You'll have to
short
be
for
quick if you
long.
want to pull
Yeah.
the shrink and shoot maneuver. If
Yeah.
you have a galaxy brain and think in 4D, you can try priming a grenade
Ooh.
and then shrink them when the time is right.
Hey, the 5-and-5 shot with the Semtexes. That's literally this, bro.
One of the most unique wonder weapons
Yeah.
in the entire series. An often overlooked addition.
They just slammed the keyboard for the name.
in
Yep.
Shangri-La is a new piece of equipment.
They're like,
called
oh, that
the
looks
Spike Ball.
good.
It is a claymore filled with sharp shrapnel.
I miss the Spikemores. Just another huge L from Chronicles, not bringing back Spikemores. Such an iconic feature of this map,
This is
bro.
an improvement
These
over
are
the
so
original Claymore,
cool.
as this does
I wish they
infinite
did
damage, and the
more
default
stuff
Claymore
like
gives the
this.
zombies a gentle massage.
Yeah.
The Spikemore is actually very useful because it can be used on any round. The map doesn't include any new perks, and most of the perks on the map have been randomized. Apart from being a hard map, Shangri-La is known for its stupidly annoying Easter egg. For the Easter egg, you must have 4 players. Coincidentally, I wasn't able to get footage of the Easter egg. You also need to have a rich person in the lobby who has completed
Yeah.
the Call the Dead Easter egg. You
Yeah.
need to have the golden rod from before in your inventory. This is a nice way of encouraging players to buy the DLCs. In
True, very true. The super eggs were a great way of doing that, to be honest. M79 got me there. Used Dielectric Bolt.
the Easter
Oh,
egg, you must travel
man.
back in time.
You
to
can
a
do it, man.
During this time, you
You
must
know
do
you can do it.
things.
Yeah, I agree,
After doing
man.
those things, you'll be sent.
Must have 4-player EEs are annoying. Yeah, and I will say that's one of Black Ops 1's few faults, but it is what it is. Love your streams. Hope
Back
you have
to
a
the
good rest of
present.
your night.
The
Appreciate
Easter egg
bro.
ends with
Thank
you helping
Thank
out
you for
some
the bits.
explorer dudes and using the shrink ray to shrink a meteor that landed on the temple.
I love
From
Google
X wires.
images.
At this point, you begin to realize he's
Yeah, all
planning
those
for
2010 480p images.
something, an alternate agenda, if
Oh,
you will.
yeah.
Speaking of time travel, let's travel back in time to when Black Ops 1 was in development.
Yep.
That was a very clever segue. Black Ops 1 wasn't always supposed to continue the story started in World at War with Kino der Toten.
That's true.
It was
If it was never successful, it would have never gone as far as it was.
originally
As
supposed
it
to
did.
include several
So
Vietnamese
true.
zombies maps. Seeing as Black Ops 1 was a game set during the Cold War with several campaign missions taking place in the Vietnam War, they wanted to have the zombies also set in Vietnam. During this phase of development, several ideas that would later be turned into the Nova Crawlers and the zombie types found in Shang.
It's wild because we could have had a Firebase Z Vietnam map on Black Ops 1 that probably would have been way better. When I play Firebase Z, it doesn't even feel like I'm playing a Vietnam map. I wonder if you guys get that same feeling. Like, it just doesn't have the same vibe,
Shangri-La
you know?
would see their debut in concept art for this cut Vietnam zombie stuff.
Like, look at this, man. This looks so cool, bro.
Even the zombie X and
wish.
cow things from Dead Apps Arcade found their origins from this concept art. If you would like to learn more, Johnny J25 has a video that is more in-depth on the matter.
My man, Johnny J, man.
The main reason people don't like Shangri-La is because the only way to access the Pack-a-Punch is to have all players in the match stand on different pressure plates at the same time.
Yeah.
Sounds cool in theory, but in execution, it's awful. If
Yeah, for public matches, this is horrible.
you ever wanted to play a public match
Yeah,
of Shangri-La,
this was
it's nearly impossible
horrible.
to coordinate everyone to
Yeah.
get Pack-a-Punch open. This inadvertently makes
They needed to add a mechanic for pub matches for this map, but they never did. Thank
the
you, Paul,
hard
for the
map
prime.
even harder. But you see, that problem no longer exists because it is impossible to get into a public match of Shangri-La.
Yeah. Oh no, not the player counts. No. 2 people out of 271 are playing Shang. No.
I never had this problem
it got
because
me
I
crying.
only played public matches during the BO2 days.
Oh, that's so
Shangri-La
sad.
is a hard map, and I kind of wish the Shrieker and Napalm Zombie returned to their true forms in other maps.
Yeah.
It is a rather enjoyable experience for those who want a test of their zombie survival skills.
Yes, sir.
This map has no real training spots, and is generally tighter than your mother. This map was originally hated, but with time was accepted as something of a challenge, which was something lacking from future installments.
What did bro just say? What did bro just say? Shang's great though. I'm glad he touched on what made this map so good. But then here we go into Moon, man. And Moon he's going to spend a whole 14 minutes on. Let's get it. And yeah, I hope you guys can see, this is why Zombies is failing nowadays. Do you see, like, I even made a post on Twitter where a lot of people liked it. Shangri-La had 7 new zombie models. And they couldn't even do 1 for Modern Warfare 3. 1. And Shang has 7 new models, bro. Like, this is what I'm saying. This is the type of stuff that goes to show, like, Black Ops 1 was just built different. Sure, it still took campaign assets. Sure, it still did whatever. But it still felt like Zombies. That's the key, man. Select Tory Day with a 39, man. We didn't know how good we had it. We really didn't. Like, it just, to me, when I watch this, it just makes sense why we're in such a continued downfall of COD Zombies. Because Black Ops 1 just had such a level of quality. We probably won't ever get back to this, man. We don't need a new COD every year. I agree. Oh, what's on Shanger? Pharaoh with the 5 gifters. Oh, man, appreciate it. That's for your round 100. What a transition to Moon. What a transition to Moon. One in the chat, you got dodged by Pharaoh. Appreciate the 5 gifters, man. Thank you so much. Yeah. Even with Moon's loading screen, bro, you don't even see a loading screen like this. I remember just looking at this loading screen constantly and being like, bro, where's like the Xenon belt? Or what is Gun Mule, which ended up being Mule Kick? Or the Shrink Ray, right? Like, you just wanted to know every single little detail. Now you get like a Cold War cutscene and you're just like, okay. You know, it doesn't get you in that same way, you know?
If you remember the beginning of the Black Ops 1 section of this video, then you'll remember some photos I showed you. If you look closely, you can see what looks like the Eiffel Tower, the legs of the tower, and more. You'd be able to go to the Eiffel Tower, the catacombs, and I'm assuming there'd be baguettes involved.
Did Cold War have loading screens? Yeah, but they were all terrible. I just remember the D-Machine one, like, cycling a bunch across a bunch of different photos, but, like, it's just not interesting, you know?
Along with this Paris map, there was supposed to be a coast map, which later became Call of the Dead, and a cinema map, which became Kino der Toten. However, Treyarch wanted a much grander conclusion to the story thus far, so they scrapped the Paris map.
Paris map would have been sick. We did get to see a variation of it with Black Ops 1 custom zombies, so definitely cool, but...
Black Ops 1 Final DLC was very interesting. Instead of adding new multiplayer maps, they decided to make Zombies exclusive content. They remastered the 4 World at War maps as well as adding 1 new map.
Moon. Cold War loading screens even have music? They did, but they were so mid. I don't even remember what the music sounded
Moon was originally supposed to be in Paris. They reconsidered and thought, what could be a grander conclusion than going to the moon?
Which, genuinely, I'm so glad they decided to go to the moon. It literally catapulted the popularity of BO2 because of this one decision.
Moon starts out on Earth, and Area 51. The devs wanted to make getting to the moon a spectacle.
Like, it's crazy, y'all. You need to realize this. Back in the day in Black Ops 1, they were already planning what to do with BO2 and BO3. They don't think like that anymore. Bro, Cold War's ending was just like, okay, Peck goes to the ocean. What does that even mean, man? Here, they're like, bro, we're going to make a whole narrative of, like, a broken Earth and Black Ops 2 zombies. Like, they killed it, man.
Cool. And it
the storyline was just so well put together, bro. It's crazy.
Oh, this must be the place where they bake all the apple pies.
I always hear that quote, bro.
Immediately, like in other maps. Moon has a very different spawn room. The starting area is known
No
as
Man's
No Man's
Land
Land
was-
because it swiftly becomes a
Again, we would have never had No Man's Land. It's just so iconic. What happened to the gameplay?
death trap. to stay
What
there.
the heck?
In order to leave, you must exit through a teleporter.
Yeah.
This teleporter is blocked to start, but after you hear one buzzer, it opens. If you stay in No Man's Land after the second buzzer, all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, it's time to go.
The zombies
That's the
become
sound of this
tougher,
time
and
to
hellhounds
go.
finally make an appearance after being absent for so long. Some masochists like to stay in No Man's Land for the challenge. What makes No Man's Land especially difficult to stay in is the fact that power-ups do not spawn in No Man's Land, which means no
I didn't even realize that. Oh, that's
max
crazy.
ammos. The Pack-a-Punch machine is here, so if you manage to avoid getting clobbered and accumulate 5,000 points, you can acquire
get
Mustang
it.
and Sally.
Yes,
and with those, you might be
sir.
able to survive a little bit longer.
Wow, he got that with one grenade left still? That's crazy. He got a ton of
What's also in No Man's Land is Jug
No,
and Speed
man.
Cola. You can technically get Jug
No,
before
they
round
got
one
him
ends
there.
map. In order to teleport out of No Man's Land, you and the friends you forced to play zombies with you must step onto the pad. The start to the map became iconic and a defining aspect of Moon. Everyone who played this map with friends probably has a story about hauling ass to the teleporter.
Oh yeah, dude. I remember playing Moon and like not even getting to the moon on like my first couple attempts with players. It was so funny, bro. Like it was just such a different time. And that's what I mean, bro. Like we don't have a thing like that. You know, I've always wanted a No Man's Land that's not No Man's Land, but it's like a sequence where you have to like run through it to get into the map. You know, they've never done that. Like maybe even like a parkour course to start the map. That would have been sick, man. All 4, man. Angels, thank you for the tier 1.
Now we've made it. We're not only
We made
in
it onto the
space, but
moon,
we're
baby.
on the moon. You
Yes,
must equip
sir.
a spacesuit in order to breathe.
Yeah, of course.
No shit.
Yeah, no way. No way. Yeah, there's never been that rush that you get from Area 51. That's why No Man's Land is iconic still. To
Moon
this
has
day,
low
iconic.
gravity environments.
Yeah.
After you turn on the power, some areas regain oxygen and somehow regulate
Will Die Rise have a third Easter egg? Yes, it will.
their gravity.
Yes, it
These
will.
indoor areas allow you to remove your PES. Oh boy, I sure hope nothing bad will happen if I toss this grenade near a window.
Oh my. Now we have a problem.
The worst thing about Moon, man. Yeah, this is probably my least favorite. And then Black Ops 3 made this worse with Widow's Wine, man. Oh,
Windows
such
found on
a
the
terrible
moon base can
thing.
be destroyed with
Black
explosives.
Ops 3 made that problem 10
Upon the
times
window
worse.
being destroyed, the room will be exposed to the harsh vacuum of space where there's no oxygen, no
Yeah.
medium for sound to travel in, and no one to hear you scream. This feature is annoying because it means you cannot use any explosive weapon indoors unless you are being careful.
Yeah.
The strategy of running around with Mustang and Sally or the ray gun while using PhD was now heavily discouraged while inside. A new boss found on Moon.
And I think this was a way for them to like nerf PhD. Like you can see how every single thing they added into the maps was to try and get rid of PhD, like Napalm Zombie, the windows on Moon. You know, like it's constant reiteration of PhD is too strong, PhD is too
The
strong.
astronaut zombie will take the name of someone on your friends
Right.
list, or the name of a developer, or
Jason Blundell,
or some other preset name. The astronaut zombie lives up to his name. If you get too close, he will explore Uranus.
One of the worst bosses ever.
He
I
headbutts
hate
you
this
so hard
boss.
you get teleported somewhere
Yeah.
random, and he also takes away one of your perks because
In BO3, you can take him out with Deadwire, but on BO1, this guy was awful.
fuck you.
Awful.
It's made even worse by the fact that Jug
Yeah.
and Speed are both located back on Earth. The only way
Yeah.
to get Jug or Speed back is to teleport to Area 51 again. Every time you spawn there, it alternates between Speed and Jug. This whole process of getting your perks back is super time consuming, and there's a good chance you'll die before you take a tug on that sweet Jug once more. This map seems to be designed with the
What the heck,
astronaut in
bro?
mind because it is
No reward for him makes no sense. Yeah, that's the biggest issue. Also, lads, by the way, this video is just straight up in 720. There's no higher quality if you were wondering.
made of corners. Getting violated
Which
by
makes
the
sense.
astronaut is
Black
the
Ops
most
1 wasn't really
fucking
made in
annoying
HD.
thing ever.
I'm gonna kill myself!
Yeah,
killing the astronauts.
that's why BO3 Moon to me is just the obvious answer. All the problems on Moon from BO1 are fixed in BO3.
Zombie,
All of
he
them.
will do a big blam, which will
Yeah.
kill all nearby zombies and send you flying.
That's
this is
it.
very fun.
But
Nova
that's about
crawlers
it.
from Kino and 5 are back, and now they can teleport for some reason.
Yeah.
The way they
Yeah. This is why for Die Rise Remaster, I don't necessarily want to just add in the jumping jacks. I want to give them like a little bit of flair, kind of like what they did in Moon, but not make it annoying.
Teleport can be quite annoying. Moon introduced a new wonder weapon.
Wave gunners. Yes.
These pew pistols were the very first wonder weapon.
One of my favorite wonder weapons of all time.
They are like
still to this day,
except that they only zap one zomboid at a time.
Yeah.
You can combine the 2 zap guns into the wave gun. It shoots a thingy and it will make a group of zombies die.
The satisfying pop noise, like with this,
the wave gun is on par with the thunder gun. It's combined with the zap.
No, the wave gun is as good as the thunder gun. It's true, even technically better, but it doesn't make drops.
Guns
right?
make these bad boys pretty effective against the undead onslaught.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of equipment, Moon has you covered. They brought back the Gersh device from Ascension, and they introduced the Quantum Entanglement device, or...
Again, another device that goes to show they would never put this in modern COD Zombies because this grenade has like 20 different effects, and that would just be too much to develop for them nowadays. It's just another thing that goes to show the level of passion and commitment they had back in the day. The QED was goated, man. Sure, it might not have been great for all the scenarios, but just the different effects of it made it so cool. It was like a mystery box inside of a grenade, literally.
Or QED. This device can do many things. Some of them good, some of them bad.
Yeah.
It can spawn an air blast, like the one that happens after you kill the astronaut zombie. It can spawn in power-ups. The QED giveth points. And the QED...
It can spawn in red power-ups. It can give you a free perk. It can take stuff away. It's crazy what this one grenade can do.
It taketh away
It can
points.
teleport you.
The QED also does a funny thing
spawn in
where it spawns a
guns.
gun and it spins it around while firing it rapidly.
Which is from Dead Ops Arcade. That's like literally such a Dead Ops Arcade
This
feature.
can very easily kill you, especially if it is a rocket launcher.
Yep.
The
The
QED
worst way to
must
go
have a
right
mind
there.
of its own because it seemingly manages to blow up the windows every single time I'm indoors.
Yeah, that's why you never throw it in there, bro.
The QED is one of the most interesting pieces of equipment of all time.
Of all time, hands
Much
down.
like the
Yeah.
spacesuit, you can pick up the hacker. It lets you do a variety of miscellaneous things.
And the hacker was so unique too, man. Like, we've never had a feature like the hacker since Leroy on Buried. Legitimately, Buried Leroy was the closest thing that we've ever had to the Moon Hacker. And I don't think we'll ever get it back.
Like Undrika perk,
You know?
or buy a door for less money. You can hack
Hacker
the power
was
up and
so
turn it into max
cool.
ammo. I tried hacking this.
I wish they would bring back the hacker for another map. I wouldn't even be mad about that. I think that's why I like Leviathan so much, is because the hacker is just used so phenomenally on Leviathan.
Zombies, but for some reason it just wouldn't let
Was
me.
good, y'all.
You can't have a suit and a hacker at the same time
only on Leviathan.
Because video game. The hacker
Yep.
is used for something very important on this map. After turning the power on, there's a random chance every once in a while that one of the excavators will breach an area of the map.
Warning. Excavator.
I didn't understand the excavators as a kid, and I absolutely hated Moon because of it. But now I get it. It makes the map way more playable. Yeah.
Now, if my calculations are correct, that digging thingy is going to fuck us up!
If the excavator breaches an area, it becomes depressurized.
It becomes... Yeah, literally, bro.
If you walk into the excavator while it does its thing, it will...
You're cooked. Yep.
You can prevent this awful fate by hacking the excavator controls with this magical rectangle, and it will award you 1,000 points. This will keep happening all throughout the match. This, like the astronaut zombie, is kind of annoying. This would be a lot better if it rewarded you with a max ammo every time you restore control to an excavator.
Yes,
On the
sir.
surface of the moon, a perk makes its first appearance.
Legend tells us of a man.
The GOAT Mule Kick! And then again, another thing. They add Mule Kick to all the other Zombies maps after this. Like, why have we not seen that with BO2 and with PhD, or even Cold War with, like, Death Perception? I mean, it is on the Wonder Fizz, but it's never inside of the map as a perk machine, you know? Like, they did this back in BO1, man. Come on, we can do this. We can do better than this, man. Arturo!
Mule Kick allows you to carry 3 weapons. If you lose Mule Kick, you will lose whatever is in your third weapon slot. This combined with its price of 4,000 points makes purchasing...
Mule Kick in Cold War is better. I do like that, getting your gun back when you buy Mule Kick. But, like, yeah, back in this game, it was brutal. And 4K as well, brutal.
Mule Kick, a tough decision.
Brutal.
Mule Kick was not only present on Moon, but it was added to every other map in Black Ops 1.
Yeah.
Even the World at War maps, including Nocturne and Toten. Now that I've exhausted every aspect of Moon's gameplay, onto the Easter egg.
Easter
I'll be using
eggs.
the Black Ops 3 remastered version for footage because I couldn't do
Thank
this on
you,
Black Ops 1.
God. Thank you, God. Some freaking good quality
My
looking
friend
footage of
didn't
the
have
map.
this DLC for Black Ops 1, but he did
Yeah.
have Zombie Chronicles. And also,
Hey.
Black Ops 3 has theater mode, while Black Ops 1 does not.
True.
The Easter egg was the ultimate conclusion to the story built up all throughout World at War and Black Ops 1. Strange lunar activity had actually been hinted at
Ever since
since
Reese.
World at War.
Yeah, which is so crazy. And people are even asking me for me to put this in Die Rise, the 5 pink dots that show Griffin Station up on the moon. Such attention to detail, man. Check out the streamer, Leo. He looks just like you. I probably should. Raids, thank you for the 100.
Now it is time to dive into the straightforward and simple story of COD Zombies.
COD
Richtofan's grand
Zombies.
scheme was to become a god.
Yep.
Ever since he touched the Moon Pyramid device, or MPD,
But
he
it,
heard voices
was,
that instructed him to
going all
enter the
wacko.
mentioned MPD, and this turned
On
the
that
rational
wacky
scientist
tobacco there.
into an eccentric fucking weirdo.
Yep.
Side note number 1. The MPD is definitely based on the Moon Monolith from 2001: A Space
Yes.
Odyssey.
Yes, this is officially confirmed. We literally even found pre-alpha BO2 files that showed Space Odyssey imagery in the BO2 file. So absolutely 100% correct.
Even the orange
Yeah.
wall things are the same.
Yep.
During the Black Ops 1
They
days,
wanted
the
to keep it
story
like
was
that.
The MPD
Yeah.
was built by an ancient alien race known as the Vrilya.
Yeah.
Side note number 2.
The
Vrilya is its own Nazi conspiracy rabbit hole, but
Yeah.
to cut it short, the Vrilya
Which Blundell basically turned into Keepers and Apothkins, which is what it is.
originate from a sci-fi story, Vril,
Yeah.
The Power of the Coming Race,
Yeah.
written by Edward Bulwer Lytton in 1871. The Vrilya live in the Hollow Earth. Our Aryan alien hybrids have an infinite energy source simply called Vril, and are perfect beings who know no war and live in a utopian society. The Nazis later created an occult group trying to find the Vrilya, but alas,
The story in BO1 Zombies was so good. I really want to bring back what made BO1 Zombies so good in like this Fortnite Zombies mode that I'm doing, because genuinely, the BO1 story was so simplistic. It was so based in reality. It was just phenomenal. I miss
did
this
not
so
find the
much.
fictional alien
Modern
race.
Zombies
Some
doesn't capture
conspiracy
this, man.
theories state that the Gloka UFOs are powered by Vril. In Zombies, the MPD has the ability to transfer the soul of the user into a magical realm known as Agartha, or
Agartha.
Argatha, which is another
The
Hollow Earth
crazy
theory with
place.
esoteric and occult origins.
Yeah.
Upon entering the MPD and connecting to Agatha, you are given
Agatha.
powers and gain control
Yeah.
of the zombies.
Like, to me, this is where COD Zombie's story should have continued. There were ways for them to continue this type of narrative, but they just decided not to, man.
Among other things.
That's the worst part.
Richtofen deciphered the hieroglyphs on the machine and figured out its purpose. Upon powering up the MPD with the sufficient amount of human souls, the scientists were met by Dr. Maxis's daughter, who was thought to be dead after she and her
was thought
father
to
were
be a
put into the
crazy
teleporter by
woman.
Richtofen. Samantha ran.
Will
to the
Fortnite
pyramid
Zombies
and
have a
entered it.
story? I will
The
try my
scientists
best to
were
make
unable
one.
to get
Yeah.
Samantha out of the pyramid, so they teleported Dr. Maxis, who they figured was also actually alive, to the moon in order to coax her out of the pyramid. They did not anticipate that Dr. Maxis would tell her,
Can you do something for me? Something very important.
Yeah, Maxis is kind of a dinky. Like, he's kind of a dink all the way through Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. No lie. Like, he makes some rough decisions.
Kill them.
Yeah. And the Illuminati's not really a part of it. It's so true. They should have went deeper into the Richtofen Illuminati story. We could have had a whole COD Zombies game fully based off the Illuminati. That would have been insane, bro. Like, going to, like, the Bermuda Triangle and all those, like, Dude, I'm telling you, why am I not there? Why am I not there, video gamers? Why am I
it
not
was
there?
initially believed that Dr. Maxis...
Has
was
MatPat
some
ever done a COD
another
Zombies theory?
person
No.
who
He
was
quit,
not
though.
himself, but it
Rip.
turns out, according
Never
to
will
the
happen.
almighty timeline, that he managed to get a hold of a gun despite being held captive, sort of, and shot himself. Somehow. This made
Yeah.
Samantha snap and vowed revenge.
See, like, there were also even plot holes in the BO1 storyline. They did not have to go into a multiverse in BO3. I fully agree. Like, that killed a lot of the story. Like, as much as I love this timeline behind me, I kind of wish it wasn't all weirded out, you know?
935 and all who helped them. Side note number 3. This is why the zombies mainly
TPK with the 5!
affiliated with
Appreciate
Group
you.
935,
One Trav got
as well
dodged.
as
Thank
the
you so
four
much, man.
playable characters. Dr. Maxis' soul was sucked up into the MPD, and his consciousness
soul was
ended up
sucked.
in a terminal on the moon. It was impossible to get her out by conventional means, so Richtofen tried to switch souls with her instead. While you fill the MPD with souls during the Easter egg, she taunts Richtofen. In one of these voice lines, she hints at something terrifying.
The Blackness will swallow your pride! Something far more terrible than you!
Dude, like, they don't make quotes like this anymore. Where it's like, it's just so, like, it grips you. It, like, really throws you into the narrative. You're like, bro, like, what is going on? Thank you, Killo, for the tier 1.
This line will be important in the future. With the help of his 3 brainwashed companions, Richtofen succeeds and gains control of the zombies.
Yeah.
Their eyes switch from yellowish orange to blue. With
So
Richtofen
cool.
now holding the power of the MPD, the world was in danger. Dr. Maxis, who is now in digital form and can be downloaded with the link in the description, announces to the other
downloaded the link in bio, bro just said. Oh no.
Try and minimize the damage.
Oh, bruh. My man hit him with a Twitter X joke, bruh. That ain't right. But then, bro, it's wild. I have to say this. This, to this day, is arguably the best ending in all of Call of Duty Zombies, and it came out in 2011. Like, insane that this is still the best ending in COD Zombies after almost 15 years, bro. 15 years. It's so iconic. I mean, and it's not even a cutscene. It's not even a cutscene. Yeah. Goes to show, Zombies doesn't always need cutscenes, man, to get such a cool effect like this to happen. Yeah. It was sick. I kid you, without the events of Moon, without all of this happening, BO2 would not have been as big as it was. Hands down. Moon set up Black Ops 2 so well. And that's why it's like, you go back to a map like Cold War's Forsaken, and it's like, how in the world does this even set up Gulf War in any meaningful way other than Peck is at the frickin' ocean? It's just, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, here, it's like, you're questioning, you're thinking about it, you're like, whoa, like, what? Where are we going if the Earth blew up, bro? You know? It was a different time. Different time. Shiny, thank you for the tier 1, man. It was genuinely just different.
Richtofen's connection with the ether by blowing up the Earth. This weakened Richtofen's power over the physical world, but he could still control the zombies. Maxis said the explosion was much larger than he predicted, but you can infer from his evil laugh that he may not be very trustworthy. If you travel to Area 51, you can see the damage firsthand. It was thought for a long time that eventually the 4 playable characters died on the moon. The mystery of it all and tie-ins...
Is it actually confirmed that Ultimus did die on Moon? I thought that was answered in this big timeline, but I mean, maybe in Zelensky's version, the Ultimus crew did die on the moon.
Pure esoteric crack-filled...
A lot of people still think that.
Conspiracy theories like the Vrilya, T-Glock,
the Vrilya.
This era of the storyline truly captivating.
They got transported to Area 51. Oh, yeah, because then that's where Classified takes place, right? Yeah, you're right. You're right. That makes sense, because, yeah, they get back into Classified, and then they meet Primus there. Yeah.
An era with a bang.
You're right.
Despite its divisiveness, this is one of the most memorable zombie maps ever made. And
it really is.
Due to its Easter egg. This map was not the most...
Moon is the most climactic zombies map.
Moon, the mode would never be the same.
It would never be the same. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the super duper dude absolutely brought us so much of the greatest parts about Black Ops 1. And I'm genuinely so excited to hear his thoughts about BO2, 3, and potentially even 4 if he ever gets there.